Hi everyone. I am waiting for the video to show up. There you go. I'm using a new machine, so I'm still working on fixing the other one. Good evening, everyone. Well, it's still 5:58, so it's not evening yet, but we are getting there. I am sorry about last night. I made a mistake yesterday. I was using Skype, and by mistake, well, it wasn't a mistake. I did it intentionally because I was short on time. I knew it could cause problems, and I plugged two devices with the while the power was on. I know better, but I just took a chance hoping it would work out. It didn't. So that's what happened yesterday. So, but I was trying to get my taxes done. I had to talk to some people. I was short on time. So uh, I took a chance and I'm paying the price. So I'm rebuilding the machine now. In any event, this is my backup. And also, I am going to, well, it's going to cost. I am going to set things up so that next time uh, I have to buy another dongle so that I have a backup machine all set up. If one goes down for whatever reason, I'll just switch to a new one, but with everything already set up, I don't have to run around and connecting wires and changing anything. So I'm going to be working on that this week. I mean, it's nothing to work on. I didn't have a chance today. I'm going to order the device that I need to do it. Okay. I know that a lot of people are concerned about Barr, what Barr did, and also, well, I'm concerned too about Trump threatening to release immigrants in those sanctuary cities. If he can, he would do it, but it seems like to me the logistic is not in his favor. So, and also from what I understand, it would be against the law for him to do something like that. I'm simply repeating after people who, lawyers on TV, but my intuitive impression is uh, if he can, he will do it because he doesn't care. He thinks those poor people are pawns. Basically, that's what he's using. I really don't understand how these people, their parents came here because they were running away from persecution, and they are persecuting people who are running from persecution themselves. So, but I am a bit concerned about the way the Republican Party is viewing this. I know intuitively when I connect with some of them, they they are concerned, but some of them, it seems like to me, they don't care what happens as long as they stay in power. And these people are the usual uh, team. So I feel like saying, uh, I know Nancy Pelosi is very smart. She has a plan. They have a plan on how to go about tackling this situation. But I feel uh, they're gonna have to take action soon. And also, they can't be timid when it comes to Trump because what he's doing is, well, at this point, as far as he's concerned, when I talk with him intuitively, when I look at him, he doesn't care because there is so much for him to lose at this point because he has told so many lies. Basically, his entire life is a big lie. And in order for him to keep up the facade, he has done things, uh, well, he's compromised himself. And in the process right now, he's compromising the country or has compromised the country. And I'm going to say this because it just popped up on my mind as I am saying this. Uh, a Russian ambassador made a statement. I read it on the internet. I don't remember exactly. I believe it was Politico, where he says that the rest of the world are beginning to have doubts about America's commitment or as a superpower, something to that effect. And that's what Russia wanted. That was, well, that's Putin's goal to put us in a position where people don't trust us anymore. And Trump is doing his bidding for him. And the Republican Party, well, in my opinion, any Republican who's enabling Trump, I don't feel they have any idea of where this is going. Because if we see how Trump is acting, he doesn't care about the law. He doesn't care about anybody. In fact, he's threatening Ms. Omar, Representative Omar. He's saying things. Basically, what he's trying to do, he's acting like a dictator, okay, trying to scare people. Because if you were afraid, you're not going to take any action against him. I think he's making a mistake there. It's a matter of time. But what my concern is what Barr is doing trivialize the whole situation, and they are trying to make us used to hearing the bad news so that when they really drop the bad news, we won't be as shocked. So, uh, and I said that before in my previous videos, that report is not, well, what I used to say before we heard about the report, I used to say that Mueller is going to tailor a suit, meaning the report or and everything else that he found out about Trump, he's going to dress Trump with it, and Trump is not going to be able to get out of it. I still feel Trump is not going to be able to get out of it, on top of other things that are to come out. But Barr thinks that he can jump in between, and well, the only people Trump is going to be able to keep is his base. But my concern, as I touch with the Republican Party and Trump, these people, Trump is desperate, and the Republican Party, they want, they are desperate as well because they don't want to lose their uh, positions. They want to keep their jobs. Being a senator now is a job. It's no longer service to country. Okay. So they don't want to do anything to get their base upset. Instead of being a leader and explain to people what's going on and we should not go along with this, it's not good for the country. Uh, with Fox News, they are it feels like to me McConnell doesn't care. All he wants is power, and he will do anything, as he has proven that all he wants is stay in power. He will lose in 2020, but in the meantime, they are causing a lot of damages. Lindsey Graham as well. This guy is a pretty hateful guy, Lindsey Graham. If you watch what he has been doing uh, since Trump came into office, and a number of others. And that's what I feel Nancy Pelosi is going to have to pay attention to. And she's going to have to pounce, and she cannot uh, be nice to Trump. I don't feel she is nice, but I feel the Democratic leadership is going to have to uh, be they have to be strong when they go up against Trump, and they cannot be measured in any way, because if Trump feels like he can, because he does real estate. I spent a little time I spent 2 years basically trying to sell real estate, and I've watched it in a few people, I mean, some in the business, not all, their behavior, and they are open to do anything. And that's Trump's typical behavior. As long as he can push it, he's going to keep pushing. And but I don't think the Democratic leadership understands that. And whenever they decide to move on him, they cannot back down. But my concern now is how long it's going to take them. Even if the Senate does not convict him, I feel it would be a good idea to move on him. Uh, the thing is, they're going to have to do it in such a way as I am intuitively touched with this whole situation, they're going to have to educate people, those who don't understand what's going on, instead of putting Trump back or let him stay there, because a lot of people are saying they don't impeach him. I don't remember the number exactly. All of us are working, so we are happy, but we are not paying attention to if the country changes direction. Even if you have a job, you're not going to be happy. You are not going to be there is a very obvious case. Trump gets really pissed if you say anything against him. Dictators in other countries, they have people all over the place. Even if you say it doesn't have to be anything bad. All of a sudden you disappear, or something happens to you, and that's what Trump is showing us. He has the temerity to behave that way. Look at how he's going about after Congress Lady Oman. I believe I'm pronouncing her name, Ilman Oman. I'm sorry if I'm not, but I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. So he's open to doing anything, first of all, to spend another 4 years so that he doesn't go to prison after he leaves office. But I have news for him. New York State is not going to back down. He's not going to be able to pardon himself. And as I am talking about pardoning, someone mentioned that he may pardon himself, and yes, I'm sure he will try to pardon his family. Regardless of what happens, I think I am going to be proven right. He's not going to last till 2020, and this is going to come back to bite. So, but nonetheless, every once in a while, it scares me, the thought of Democrats not making a move sooner rather than later. Let him know they are not playing. And the notion that he's desperate, that should be his problem, and they will prosecute him or impeach him, since that he's president. That's the only recourse that they have. I still feel Trump will go to jail. I don't know how, or at least the potential is still there for that to happen. So, but I feel the Democratic leaders have to show him uh, that they are not playing, because so far, although he's afraid, he's putting a brave front. Him and his entire family, they are all very concerned about what's waiting for them and the number of people who don't like him or them. They, it's so far, since they are living in a bubble and they are protected, they don't have any idea yet, but they know and they are anticipating what's to come. And as I am saying that, since I'm talking about the family, I don't know. I'm sure all of you heard, and I've said that even before I started doing videos on YouTube, that his thinking was to have one of his kids follow him in the presidency if he could do it. There is this woman, I believe she wrote an article in Vanity Fair. For some reason, this woman, she's an attractive woman, but for some reason, something about her is not going with me at all. She's saying that while she was interviewing Trump, she wanted to interview Ivanka, basically. When Ivanka walked into the room while she was talking to the president, and according to her, it was easier to get an appointment to talk to Trump as opposed to Ivanka. And she was all, she says his eyes lit up and all this. And she was saying Ivanka's return to New York City is going to be, she's going to be welcome back in New York City with open arms. Yeah, well, with a bunch of subpoenas, but I don't feel it's going to be like before. And she said that Trump wanted, I believe we've read that before. Trump wanted to nominate her to be president of World Bank because she's good with numbers. Yeah, good. Trump thinks it's to be president of World Bank. Being able to do addition is good enough. And also, he was talking that she would do great at the UN. Of course, that's his daughter. He thinks the world of her. That's why they're all in the White House and they are failing like crazy. Fortunately for them, the Republican Party is propping them up, and I do hope people do remember that. Yes, I still feel, I know a lot of people are concerned about his behavior this week or the past few weeks. Expect worse to come, but I don't feel anyone should be afraid, because what he's doing now, when someone is overconfident and you think you can do anything you want, and let's say, for example, if you work for a company, you are the manager, and you are used to abusing people, sooner or later somebody's going to stand up to you or something is going to happen. You're going to make a mistake, and that would be the end of your career as a manager and also at that company. And that's what I'm waiting to happen to Trump, because if we notice this week, he's been bouncing all over the place, and it is because he knows what's in the Mueller report. Regardless of what Barr says, Trump has known for at least a month, or the first person Barr briefed about the report was Trump. And if the reason why intuitively I'm picking that up, but I'm going to prove, if we recall the first week, 3 weeks ago now, when they said the report, Mueller was ready and he was about to release the report, Trump was freaking out. Just like this week, he went back about calling, to Mueller and 12 angry Democrats and all that kind of stuff. And then he calmed down. It's because Bob promised him that he would do his bidding for him. And when that's after that he calmed down, when Barr said he didn't, there was no collusion or however they want to call it, and there wasn't enough evidence to indict him or to bring charges of him trying to, I can't think of the right word right now, the word escaped me, but to charge him with obstruction. That's the word I was looking for. So, and that's when Trump started to relax and then stating that he's been exonerated. And if we notice this week again, since things started changing, he's back to calling people names and going crazy again. And it is because he knows what's in the report is not good for him nor his family. And the Republican Party can do all they want, try to cover up for Trump. But I still feel it's a matter of time before everything comes out. And him and his family, they pay the price. Like all of you, every once in a while, I'm like, oh my God, what if I'm wrong? Meaning, what if this guy get lucky? Because right now, I don't see, like I said when I did that brief presentation about his chart, I said, I don't remember exactly the position of Jupiter, but somehow he may get away with certain things. I am praying I'm correct according, based on what I'm feeling intuitively. I don't feel it's going to afford him enough protection to be reelected, nor last till 2020. So I don't feel any of us should stress over this, because we want to be healthy and and be able to have fun the day we find out that he's leaving office. And I know it may not look like it now. I still feel he's not going to escape this, because there is too much there. And I don't feel even people who want to defend him, some of them will back away from him because it's gonna be too much. Not only what is in the Mueller report, but what's gonna be coming from New York. And there is something else I'm picking up. I don't know how this works. It feels like to me, SDNY is communicating with New York State. If somebody knows how that's done, I don't know. But I feel there is something that's being done that we're not aware of. That if Trump thinks he's going to get away with this, they're going to put it in action, and it feels like it's going to be New York State. He may pardon himself on the federal side, but somebody is going to snag them after. I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know how those things work, but I don't feel he's going to be able to get out of what's I am strolling and look for who you people are. I'm sorry, I stopped for a second. Uh, I I just want to make sure everyone in here is peaceful. I just took a brief look at the screen. Somebody is saying something, so okay. I believe she's gone, people. Uh, but what I feel like saying is he's not going to be able to. Yeah, she's no longer in the chat, so don't worry, people. I just removed her. Or he or she, whatever. But I still feel he's not going to be able to get away with it. The other thing I feel like saying, because I just read her comment stating that, well, I don't think this is even worth my time. But that's what I wanted to share today because I know everyone is, well, everyone a lot of people I know, one of my sisters keep calling me, and that's an indication everyone is stressing out about what Barr is doing. Trump is stating that he's going to send immigrants to sanctuary cities. He's telling the higher ups at DHS to break the law and he will pardon them. I feel all these things, yeah, they annoy me, but I feel like saying they can all backfire. Yes, there is a group of, I mean, there is a very large percentage of his supporters who love what he's doing because their lives are not going anywhere. So they don't care whether this country goes down the drain or not because they're already there. But there is a very good portion of that, of his supporters as well, who do not want their lives to be upended. And that's one way I feel he's being short-sighted. The other thing is he's saying that he has the military with him. Bikers and all these people, but he doesn't understand every time he does those things, he's turning even people from his base off because, yeah, they want him to stay in power, but they're not stupid either because every once in a while they get some clarity and it can be scary. And also, and like I mentioned the other day, he thinks that him and McConnell, they think they're going to fill up the judicial system and push it in a very conservative way. It doesn't always work. These people are independent thinkers. So, I don't feel it's going to work as him and McConnell, Lindsey Graham, Meadow, Jim Jordan, and some others are thinking. I don't feel it's going to happen that way. And I feel Trump is under a tremendous amount of stress, a lot more than before, because he's trying to make believe that everything is well. He has nothing to be afraid of. The reason why he's bouncing off the walls is because he's terrified. He's looking for something to do. First of all, he's trying to distract us. Number two, if there was something he could do to stop all those investigations, he's doing everything he can. Even Barr is going to run into opposition if he tries to stop some of those investigations. And everything he has been doing the past couple of weeks, trying to cover up for Trump, I don't feel it's going to work either. Because for some reason, I know right now it doesn't look it. This thing will still blow up in Trump's face and Republicans' face. But the only thing I feel Democrats are lacking, and I was thinking about it and I heard it on the news as well, they are not doing a good enough job of explaining to people what's going on. So I feel like saying again to everyone, I've noticed that some people mention they are stressed. You can't let him do that to you. Just do something else. Shut the TV off. That's what I do. I'm always busy doing something. So try to do something else that you enjoy doing as opposed to watching him. It's not good, but we will get out of this. And this week I'm feeling it's gonna take longer than I thought for us to recover from this, but we will recover. And I feel we will be stronger for it too, because if we survive this I don't feel, and according to what I hear from historians on TV, America has never had a president like this who's so, the guy is a con artist. No one has ever invited one of our enemies to help him to reach the highest office in the land. Nobody else. And I don't think after Trump, chances are we're not going to have another one. But I feel it's not the same as anyone else. So I feel he's going to fail. And like I said, there is a percentage of his people, his base, who think he should, at any price, he should stay where he is. Well, I don't think that's going to work either. In any event, I just hope that our Democratic leaders have enough. They have to start taking a page on how daring Republicans are and start applying it and go after him. And not to be afraid. Okay. Oh my God, I think I ranted a little bit too long. There's one more thing I wanted to say. I want to make sure I say it. Oh yeah. What I wanted to say is, I feel he's mindful of that. I'm talking about Mnuchin. Or Mnuchin, however they call, or Manusha, however they pronounce his name. He is mindful of the potential for him to go to jail if he tries to interfere with the release of Trump's tax return. So, and I said before, no matter what happened, we're going to see the tax returns. Daniel's calling him Mushi. That's true, Danielle. And we will see the report, the full report. And I don't know exactly when, but Barr will go on a retreat. When I say he will back off, I don't feel it's going to be too long from now. Because right now, him and Rosenstein, the heat is getting to be a bit too much for them to handle. Don't be surprised if we see Barr starting to retreat. Steven says Linda G pronounced Mnuchin's name Munchkin. That's a good one. Okay. I let me make sure I at least the major topics, but and yeah, Mnuchin is fully aware of that, and that's why he's being a bit conciliatory. Uh, I will, Noel. He's not being so very arrogant when he says he's going to release. I mean, he's talking to DOJ or something like that. He gave some kind of alibi in order for him to release the not to release the report when they ask him to. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't want to go to jail. That's for sure. He's a creature of comfort. He doesn't want to leave that huge mansion for a prison cell. So, and when I touch with the chairman of the committee, where I don't remember exactly the name of the committee that oversees Treasury, that guy will put him in jail. That guy doesn't play. Okay. You know what? I'll stop here. I have a couple of other things, but I will try to answer questions because some people ask me questions. I saw them as I was talking because I'm paying attention. And yes, I'm starting to taking seriously. I'm gonna have to hire somebody to help me monitor the chat because I'm missing out on a lot and I can't do it by myself anymore. Every once in a while, I take a look because of the way I do it now. Yvonne is asking, is Trump broke? He's not broke, but he's not as wealthy as he's trying to make us believe. They have a lot of, quite a few millions, but I would be surprised the billions that he's saying he has. It's not borrowed money. It's if it's it's I believe it's all borrowed money. Yes, Stephen. Okay. Ian says the best way to destroy the Trumps is to take their money and jail them, or if you're absolutely, and I agree with you. Okay. Someone says David Johnson gave me a good word on his post. Thank you. I will have to look for it. I don't know, Jade, but I really appreciate it. And I am not quite sure, but I will reach out to a few other psychics because this week I was doing my taxes. I just finished about an hour ago. Thank God I owe, but it's all right. Like everyone else. Uh, this week I'm going to start again trying to figure out how to go about collaborating with some others. So thank you, Jed, for telling me this. I don't I Linda G basically is the only person I have a connection. I know people who know Linda, and they were able to connect me. So I will be looking into how to communicate with David, and there's another lady, I forget her name right now. I've seen her videos a couple of times. She's from Australia. I'm sure all of you know who I'm talking about. Okay, Stephen, who asked me that? I'm sorry. Oh, Noel is asking me why didn't Trump fire Rosenstein? Uh, you know, he didn't fire Rosenstein because, well, first of all, people from Congress told him they were not going to look for a new. They were too busy, so they didn't have chance to confirm someone else, whether it was Attorney General or his underlings. So at that time, also, we have to remember that as I'm saying that I'm seeing people flipping in front of me, uh, he had that other, the general, as his chief of staff, Kelly, who was trying to keep him from doing things that today he's doing. Okay. And I think it's fantastic. No, I don't like what he's doing, but I think it's a good way for him to get into major trouble. And the woman or man, the Jen that was here before, is saying if Hillary got away with whatever she thinks Hillary got away with, Trump should get away with it too. That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I was trying to ignore this, but it keeps coming up on my mind. The guy is a con man. Okay, okay, but even if Hillary lied, but I don't remember Hillary having relations with our enemies or having one-on-one or betray our country. And the reason why I am really adamant when I talk about this administration is because I can say I survived a dictatorship. I know what it feels like to live under a dictator. I have lost family members. Some of my friends have died. I mean, they were, thank you, Roach. I really appreciate it. I mean, young kids my age when I was there, 14, 15, they got killed for no reason. Okay. So that's why when I do my videos and I get a little serious, it's because I remember these people and I don't want this country to go that way. So whoever that person was that said, if Hillary got away with it, Trump should be able to get away with it too. I don't think you know what you're talking about. You have no clue. I still remember 3 young people, they were in college. They were tied up to a pole, 3 of them, 2 guys and a young lady. They were probably in their late teens. They were shot. So these things play on my mind. They stay with you. Okay? So, and the way Trump is behaving, and well, we have a good example if you recall, the way he went about the Central Park Five, those black kids. Okay? He was calling for the state to execute them. Trump will do that in this country if he knew he could get away with it. And intuitively, when I touch with him, that's what I get. So those who want to take a chance, good luck. I've lived under it. I know it. So enjoy. Educate yourself before you hope something like that happens here. Yep, Audrey. That's right. Okay, I'll answer some more questions. I'm sorry. Thank you, Marie Teresa, for staying up late and watch. Well, I have been thinking, I'm wondering if I shouldn't do this on Saturday afternoon as opposed to Friday night because it's better for some people, not only for the West Coast, those who are on the West Coast. And, once more people realize that I am on at this time, I'm thinking about it. So if any of you think it's a better time, then I thought I shut this off. I'm sorry. Uh, Sorry about that, but I thought I shut it off. So they should find out and educate themselves a little bit. Okay, I thought I shut this off. Rhonda says she lives in Oregon and she has room in her house. I was thinking about that. Trump doesn't understand how given, how uh, Americans are not afraid to open their arms and help people. So he thinks, well, of course, we tend to judge others the way we judge ourselves. So since he's a cheap, since he's very cheap, he thinks everyone, and selfish and self-centered. He thinks the rest of America is like him. That's the problem, and he doesn't understand how generous Americans are, and that's what make this country as great as it is. Americans are doing great work all over the world, and if that ever change, we're in trouble. So I think that's what I feel is going to be his downfall as well, except for a small, or maybe I'm going to give him that half of his followers. I probably like him because I don't understand uh, how they can support him caging kids, breaking the law, instructing his cabinet members to break the law. I I don't see how he's going to be able to continue to do this. I feel some people are getting tired of it already, but some are so stubborn. They, no matter what happens, we have to expect that they're not going to change their mind, which is fine with me. But the time to pay the piper is coming. Okay, let me answer more questions. And then one more thing I wanted to mention. Uh, Somebody asked me about Trump's older sister. I don't see her going to jail, but I feel whatever they did, however they play those games with, they find loopholes in the tax, when they file the taxes, when they have, inherit a whole bunch of money, whatever they do, I feel she's going to spend a lot of money. Well, it's not only her, Trump and his family, because those taxes are going to come out. Yes, they're going to pay. So, but I don't see her going to jail or anything like that. That's what that's what I feel. She's not going to be in the same. I don't feel they're going to pursue her. And if we heard, I don't know. I'm sure all of you are very well informed. I'm sure all of you know that Marianne Barry, I believe they call her Trump, Marianne Barry Trump, something like that, or Marianne Trump Barry, something like that. She took early. Well, she took. She basically uh, unexpectedly retired from the bench because they were going to start an inquiry about her behavior after the whole thing about how they went about stealing millions basically from the IRS. Okay. All right. So that's one thing I wanted to answer that question. I'm sorry, Audrey. I don't mean to keep you long. I have another, 13 minutes to go, I believe. Oh, Assange. I wouldn't be surprised if Assange ends up here. They're going to put up a good fight. Okay? His attorneys. I will answer that in a few minutes, Storm. Uh, and he has a lot of support in Europe. I feel he's going to go to jail no matter what. This guy, He's going to serve time in jail in Europe, okay? And I feel there's a very good chance if the people from the Justice Department, they can get him here. So yes, and somebody, and you know, I feel that's the only thing to say about him. He's a coward, okay, and also, but the guy is a rapist. He raped a young girl or something like that. So, but since those, I'm not interested in his private life. If I don't elaborate on all these things, it's not my personality when somebody's going down or is down to keep beating on them. But all I know is it may take a little while, but we will have him, which would be good. That should make Trump, you know, more nervous than he already is. Okay. So, Edred, I don't know if that was your question, but yes, we will get him. Okay. Uh, Carl is asking, will Julian Assange give additional info about Trump? Yes, he will, but not right away. Right now, he's not desperate yet. Okay. Let him spend a little more time in jail. Then yes. And that's the same thing that Manafort is doing. But Manafort is having issues as well. But it was already in the news. Trump is living in comfort. He's in a jail cell. So, and he can't wait for the day that Trump pardons him. And yes, he's going to face more charges if Trump does that. So Manafort is not going to get a break. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Please press the thumbs up. That's why I need some. I'm going to get somebody to help me. Once I get going, I forget everything else. Uh, Kindly, everyone, please press the thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And also, if you would like a reading from me, my link is below the video. You can either go to my website, psychicmilu.com, or you can send me an email at psychicmilu@aol.com. But both addresses are below the video if you look below it. I created a video on how to. Some people have told me they don't know how to navigate their way through YouTube. I created a video, but it seems like I'm going to have to do something live where I can, because it seems like people use different devices and, or somebody can call me and I'll walk them through on how to navigate their way, because some people are not taking full advantage or they don't know. Well, I did not, it's not intentional. They don't know. So I may have to do some of those training live, because creating a video, yes, some people, it's not good enough. So I am thinking of doing live tutorials, just so that I can help people be able to navigate their way through YouTube. Okay. Oh, one that I didn't know that. Thank you for telling me that. Oh, it switches back? Wow. Okay, thank you everyone anyway for trying. I'm sorry, I learned something today. I didn't know it would flip back. I don't understand that. That's a bug, okay? Because once you, yeah, it should be able to work once you once you click or touch or press the thumb, the indicator, yeah, it should work. It's a bug. So, and I get a list of things that every week that YouTube is working on. I've not seen that one. Maybe I should Well, in fact, I meant to send them to tell them about this because someone commented about that. It escaped me because the past week I've been doing my taxes and gathering all my information. So this coming week would be better. Okay. 99 says Marianne Barry got away with committing a crime and not being held accountable. You know, I didn't say she's not going to be held accountable, SLP. She will be, but I'm not seeing her going to jail. So, you know what? It may even be worse if, these people taking their money away is just as bad as sending them to jail because they love their money. Even if, they have so much they can't spend it all. But the notion, the idea that somebody's going to take a penny from them, oh boy, yeah. And look how cheap Trump is. Okay. Somebody says the thumbs up hasn't moved on mine. Uh, I don't. Okay, what I'm going to do one of these days when I have one of the people I subscribe to when they're doing a live stream, I'm going to try those things because I don't know. I wouldn't know. Danielle says Saturday night at 6 would be great. Some folks work Friday night. I am seriously considering it. I think I'll probably do it on Friday afternoon or night or evening. Okay. Yes, Eldred, I don't think she's going to be able to evade the law. That's one good thing. Well, it's not good. It's bad for the Trumps. Him running for office. Oh, okay. Yes, Steve Bannon, that's going to fail. Do you know what I feel? Steve Bannon is in Italy attacking the Catholic Church. Yes, he has a point about what's going on with the Catholic Church and abusing kids. Okay. And some of the stuff that I'm hearing are really sickening. But what Bannon is doing, he thinks or his ambition is to become a world leader. Somehow he's going to change the world into some kind of a nationalist, whatever. I feel like saying he has to watch out for his life. That's what I feel. Because it's not like America. That I am not getting a good feeling. Uh, I hope. Well, if he may go and spend all his millions over there rebuilding that whatever it is building he bought, he may not be able to stay in it. So let's see what happens. That's my impression when I heard about it yesterday or the day before yesterday. Danielle says when Trump became president, it put his family and his friends under a microscope. Absolutely. And you know what? That's what he knows now. That's why he's freaking out. He's trying to do all these things. If this guy could have Ivanka or one of his kids, but Ivanka is his favorite, to take over after he leaves office or whenever he decides to leave office. You're very welcome, Janine. He would do it. His penchant to become a dictator is so strong, it's unbelievable. Trish says, with regards to Bangladesh, I could have one down, 50 to go. Yeah, this guy, he's got to be careful. Uh, I have Edward is talking about the Brazilian president. I haven't heard, I haven't paid attention to him at all. Usually those who are similar to Trump, most of the time they're incompetent. They don't know how to do things any other way but abusing people. They don't have any ideas. They are corrupt. Okay. Most dictators, that's the way they are. And I'm not surprised the guy in Brazil, I have to pay attention one of these days or find out what's going on there. But uh, I am not surprised. No, I haven't heard anything about him at all. I didn't. I have not been paying attention. Okay, I am going to answer a couple more questions. I answered that. Oh, somebody asked, will Gavin Newsom run? I don't think so, at least not now. If you mean run for president, I don't feel he's going to do it now. So, uh, no, I don't think so. Okay, everyone. Thank you for spending the hour with me. I really appreciate your support. Yes, I think I'm going to switch from Friday night to Saturday afternoon. Uh, somebody asked me, I'm going to answer the question before I leave, before I go. Ask me when do I think the redacted report will be out. I heard somebody on MSNBC last night. It was, I forget his name, the program at 10 o'clock after Rachel. The person says sometimes next week, and that resonated with me. I've been going back and forth as far as when this thing is going to come out. When the person said that, it resonated. So I wouldn't be surprised to answer your question if it comes out sometimes middle to late next week. And Barr is getting very uncomfortable. Yes, he's caught between Trump and the Democratic leadership, and they are ripping him apart. People on Twitter are ripping him apart. Yeah, he wants to at least what the redacted part out. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's done next week. Okay. Okay, everyone. I think that was the last one. Thank you for coming. And those in the audience at home, I appreciate your support. Please, everyone, share my videos. This year I'm trying to grow my subscriptions, and I'm still working on changing and making things better, making the channel better. So I still have more changes to come. That's what I've been working on as well. I have not released pre-recorded videos, but it's not that, well, I have a couple of ideas, things I'm planning to go work on. So I will be releasing one next week, I believe. Thank you, everyone, for your time and your support. Have a good night and a good evening. I will see you Monday evening. Till next time. Bye.